7, 8. So I've decided this evening to get out of the house. I've taken a short 5-minute drive down to the beach, and for a change I've had a nice long walk along the beach, and I brought out my Franka 3, I nearly said Frankenstein, Solida 3 medium format camera. I've got a 100 speed film of Ultrafine inside, and I'm just going to take a few shots of the beach. Nice and simple stuff, but I've just been told that the cliffs, don't go near the cliffs because they've started to fall down. I've just saw a massive chunk come off the cliff, so I better not to get too close over there. I was intending to go over that way, but I don't think so if that cliff's going to start falling into the sea. So let's get this camera set up. I don't know if you heard that on the camera, but there's a big chunk just come off the cliff, and that was really noisy. It's like a rumble. And here it goes again. So I'm just about to take some shots. What I've decided to do is, this is a 100 speed film, but I'm going to pull it to 25, which means I'm going to be using my meter at 25 ISO, and then when I get back and develop the film, I'm going to shorten the development time down. I don't quite know, probably a few minutes. I'll have to see the development times, but I'll let you know a little bit later on. So I'll pull in this film to 25, and the reason why I'm pulling it, I want to get lower contrast images so that when I get in the dark room, I can play with the filters and bring the contrast up in certain areas if I need to, especially around these little tiny rock areas and whatever, and in the sky as well. So let's carry on. 25 speed film I'm using. Well, I'm not, but I am. Do some metering, get some shots in. So I'm going to move on over towards them cliffs, but I'm certainly going to keep away from them. That's dangerous, man. This is great. I haven't been out for a long walk or any exercise for, God man, it must be a couple of weeks. I've put on so much weight. It's ridiculous. So this is quite nice, you know, fresh air. Out of the house. It's good for the mind as well. Shit. Oh my God, look at this one coming, look, Jesus. So that's where I was hoping to go, over the other side, but with those cliffs coming down in about half hour or so, that tide's going to start coming back in, which means my only option of getting back is walking along the cliff, underneath the cliffs there. Look, you can see it coming down. So there's no way I'm going to continue over that way. I'm going to go back the way I come. Whoa. It's going to be a big slide tonight, I reckon. So as you can see in the video there, as I was walking away, the Coast Guard was turning up, and there was a lot more of them as well. When I got towards my car, there was about 10 different Coast Guard vehicles and Coast Guards going towards that area. They was shutting the whole beach off, or that section anyway, to stop people walking over there in danger of their lives. You know, the cliffs start falling down, it's not good. So they've done their job, well done guys, and they closed that part of the beach off. And I'm in the darkroom now. I've developed my negatives and they come out overexposed. Now I know that I was purposely overexposing to purposely underdevelop, but when I developed the negatives, I swear I was doing everything right. I couldn't figure out what had gone wrong. So I started looking at the camera. First of all, I was questioning my own developing, and I thought, no, I've done this a lot of times. I know that they should be okay. So then I looked at the camera, and where I had it on 1/10 of a second, that's open for more than 1/10 of a second. I checked it against other cameras and also my DSLR as well. So I figured out that it was probably a stop over than what I was already shooting. So, but it doesn't matter, because I've always said I'd rather an overexposed negative than an underexposed negative. The second thing is I could have gone back down and shot again. I didn't really want to do that. I've already got the negs here and they're workable. So I've managed to make, so you can see behind me, I've started to do some tests on my own without the cameras running, and I've come out with a nice little solution which has leaded to a really nice print, which is great. So I'm going to show you what I've been up to, how I got to where I am at the moment in the darkroom, and how I dealt with these overexposed negatives. So I started to do a normal test strip with a 2.5 grade filter. The enlarger was set at 5.6. and these were increments of 3 seconds. So I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, da 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 da. But the longer it went on, I could just see the print was just getting muddy. So I decided to scrap the 2.5 filter and see what a low contrast filter, 0, which is this one here. That's a low contrast filter, that's a 0 filter. So I did another test strip just with the 0 filter. So I scrapped the 2.5 grade filter and I just did a test strip with the 0 filter, low contrast. And what I'm looking for here is just a point where my whites are satisfactory. Then I can build up the contrast using contrast number 5 filter here. But 5 seconds was too light, but 10 seconds was too dark. So I went in between at 7.5 seconds just to see what would happen. So I then did a test strip for split grade filtering using the 0 and the 5. So I projected this whole strip for 7.5 seconds under the enlarger using a contrast 0 filter, and then I put the contrast 5 filter in and did my tests. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, da 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 da. But my whites weren't popping, so I just wanted this print. I wanted this print to pop, basically. So I decided to scrap all the filters apart from the grade 5. I did a test with just the grade 5 filter. So now I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 seconds. I went for 25 seconds, so that's a test strip now, full test strip going from the horizon to the bottom where the sand area is at 25 seconds, contrast 5. I'm happy with the rock, I'm happy with what I've got in the sea and the areas like that. This area just needs a bit of a bit more burning in, and so does the very top. So then I went for a print with that in mind. I'm still in the testing phase, so this is an overall test print to see where I want to go. So this was contrast 5 filter, 25 seconds, and then for 5 seconds I just burnt the sand in, and another 5 seconds up the top here as well. So I'm really happy with the way this has come out. You know, bearing in mind those negs are overexposed, I've managed to get it back, get the detail back, and get a print back that I'm like. So there you go. So I've got my times, I know what filters I used to make that print. The other negatives were pretty much shot with the same exposure, so all my other prints in the darkroom should be around about the same, the contrast 5 filter with the same time. So I'm going to have a little play around with some tests and make a few more prints, but I'll show you this one being made. I need to make another one, so I'll show you that one being made right now. What I want to try and do is burn that sand in a little tiny bit more and a little bit more in the sky. That's what I'm going to do right now. I've got a camera up there, I've got a GoPro there, I've got this camera looking at that. Let's get on. So that was quite a nice little photography session, going down the beach for a stroll and taking some photographs on the Franka Solida and coming back in the darkroom making some prints. Also saw a bit of excitement with the cliffs falling down and some of the coast guards doing their job. These are the prints that I've made. This one's going to go on eBay, guys, if anyone wants to bid up for it. I'll put the link in the description, and anything that comes through always helps me in the darkroom with more paper, film and chemicals to make more videos. So this is the first print I made of this session. I love this print. I like the way I've got the rocks, and I burned in the bottom here and the top as well, and I've got loads of tones going on in the sea. So I made one for myself as well. I've signed it as well, and so if anyone wants to bid up for that, I made one for myself. As you can see, I don't sign my own prints. That'll go in a frame, and that one there hasn't got the border, this one, but that'll go in a frame and be put somewhere in my house. And these are 16 by 12 paper with 10 by 10 inch image inside. That's another one that's going to go out on eBay. That's the nice big boulder that I've got. A little bit of jiggery pokery with the contrast filters here. Use a contrast 0 filter at the top just to pull the sky a little tiny bit, but bag the tone inside the on the waters there, and also down there in the sand. So that one's also going out. And I did one more print for myself, which I quite like, which was the port hand marker. And I kept this one pretty much contemporary. I could have burned the sky in a bit more, but I wanted to keep it nice and clean. It's not pure white. It is. It's just slightly toned, if you like. And all these prints, I tone them in selenium as well. So yeah, I quite enjoyed making this print, and this is another one that I'll probably end up framing, and if I can find space indoors, get that one up on the wall as well. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you like the videos that I'm making, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do. Give the video a thumbs up, give us some support on this channel, and I'll catch you next time.